Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays The Binding of Isaac. We're going to random here. I don't immediately regret this decision. We'll see how this works out for me. I tried to walk into the shop right off the bat. That would probably have been not ideal if I had a key. As is, just makes me look like a goddamn idiot. Anyway, last run. Pretty bad. Probably that is a run that in hindsight we can chalk up to me being a little bit over-aggressive, but that's, you know, half of the fun of The Binding of Isaac sometimes. I was playing as Samson, I took some deals with the devil that maybe I shouldn't have taken, I got a little bit over-ambitious, and perhaps, above all else, almost as a dare, I took 9 lives, which ended up costing me over the course of the run probably 4 to 5 health upgrades maybe, and making it borderline impossible for me to succeed on that run overall. But I still had a good time. There were some times when it appeared we might be able to pull it out. And the most important thing, obviously, on a Samson run, beyond having enough health to survive, which is what killed us, is getting some damage bonuses. And we did actually get a lot of damage bonuses on that run. So I was content with that. But everything else about the run went badly. For a second there, I thought we were actually Eve. I know I am a sexist pig, but I was like, well, how can you get the dead bird when you're already playing as Eve? Well, it turns out we are playing as Maggie. So we have turned Maggie a little bit more Eve-ish right now. And you know what? Before I fight this boss, I kind of feel like we should just explore the rest of the floor, just in case there is something of value here on the Cellar Part 1. That being said, I will probably keep my bombs for the next floor, because I do not anticipate being able to find the secret room. Sometimes it gets a little finicky with where it is on the first floor here. I'm not sure if it's by design or if just like the algorithm just doesn't work. Secret room oftentimes tends to be in a fairly random location. So, 1 bomb for a pill is an interesting choice. I almost feel like as Maggie, because you start with extra HP, it might be worth the risk here, because we could just, you know, basically, well, we can't even yum hard out of it, but we can just be like, okay, well, we'll chalk it up as a loss, but otherwise that's okay. Obviously, you know, you want to keep as much HP as possible no matter what character you're playing as, but as Maggie, it's almost a little bit less bad if you get a health down pill to start with. So it's going to cost us a bomb, but I feel like it might actually be worth it, and there may actually be a way for me to place it in such a fashion that maybe I gain access to the secret room as well. If it's like up here, I don't think it's likely to be down, so I'll place it right here and we'll try for the best. Alright, well, at least we tried, right? And we'll see what the pill is. Range down. Not the end of the world. I'm glad I know what it is at the very least. And now we have, like, our curse room or self-sacrifice. Well, okay, it's the self-sacrifice room. It's almost always bad. But because I have so many, like, consumable red hearts, I think I might just fight the boss. If I don't need the health, then I'll just go in there and sacrifice a little bit of health that I can probably regenerate just to see if we can get something of value. I doubt that we will, but it's a theoretical possibility. Okay, so now, ideally, I would hit Duke of Flies with the same bomb that I would actually use to get this tinted rock. So I'm going to try to swing that. I missed my window a little bit earlier, which was stupid and a little disappointing. Now we've just got to try to play it cool for a little bit. Okay, this one's going to do it, I think. Okay, we did manage to hit him, and we got the Spirit Heart as well. I did take a little damage, but that's okay. The dead bird is going to make it a lot more feasible for me to kill him from afar, which is good. But now I picked up the Spirit Heart, which was dumb, because actually now I'm going to lose that by going to the curse room. Sorry, self-sacrifice room. But we're going to do it anyway because I think it's just a good idea to, you know, try it out. The Spirit Heart, we're going to lose it anyway. We might as well sacrifice it in a fashion that maybe allows us to get some gain out of it as well. I don't know what the, like, ideal payout is for our self-sacrifice room. I think it's a golden chest or, like, a regular chest. I'm going to keep it up. Fuck it, once more. There we go. Okay, so we got a regular chest with a key. So we did all that for a key. Come on. For a key. Come on. So you can take that cookie and stick it up your we're gonna go get our hearts. So, you know, it might seem like that was kind of a dubious payout for what we offered, and you're not wrong. That was a pretty terrible payout for, what, like 4.5 hearts and 1 spirit heart. That being said, 1 key is pretty valuable as well, and, you know, the hearts that we spent, with the exception of the spirit heart, are completely replenishable. So if we end up, we're in a situation where 1 key makes a big difference, then this actually was the right play. But for the most part, I'm just experimenting more and more with these rooms. Even though they're bad, I think being a little bit more aggressive with them is a smarter play. My cat is currently eating a Kleenex. I don't know, I'm not trying to make my cat like the story of like these videos. I don't know, he's going through a very curious phase in his life. I don't know how this equates to cat years. Maybe he's like an 11-year-old who can't stop playing with his weenie. But that's weird because, you know, we've had him neutered. But in any case, Ignoring that fact, and the fact that I'll probably get 20 comments now telling me that it's animal abuse or something like that, because that's how any relation to animals goes on YouTube regardless, he's just like messing around with everything here. He's eating dental floss and just pooping it out later. Hey, you get down from there. I'll brush you later. You can't brush yourself. You don't even have thumbs. Oh, you up on the bookshelf, you're gonna read like a graphic novel or something like that. Yeah, go read Watchmen. You're gonna like that a lot. Can't even speak English. Okay, PhD. It's good. It also will replenish the 1 heart we're missing. But it gives us better pills. So now, largely our run, I guess, at this point, if we're going to make good use of the PhD, relies on getting either the safety... Wow, that was very lucky. Relies on either getting the safety cap or on picking up maybe Mom's bottle of pills. Although this is not my favorite spacebar item. I would prefer it to the Yum Heart, but there are other spacebar items that would obviously take precedent over it in the long or short term, for that matter. Oh my God, Cat! I'm playing the Binding of Northernlion right now. Could you get away from the screen? That's it. Well, now I have an excuse to blame all of my failings on. If I ever lose a run again in the future, I'll just blame it on my cat. All right, he's relaxing. Dude has no idea how lucky he's got it. He's got a front row ticket to a live Northernlion taping. I'm here in my underwear, looking glamorous. Glamorous. I've been playing some Grand Theft Auto 5, so now I know how to spell. Please give me another penny on this room so I can, get guaranteed value from the shop, especially because greed's not going to be there. This happens... Like, it happened on the last run. Blue Candle showed up in the shop. I had 13 cents and was like, well, that settles it. We're going to take Blue Candle. Then the secret room ended up being completely hidden away from view. I had no idea how to find it, and, that it didn't work out very well for us. So I'm going to try to do some mental mapping, figure out where the secret room is here. But I'll probably try to save my bombs if I actually just get a penny instead. We still have to find the secret room. Or, sorry, we still have to find the shop in order to go to it anyway. And I was just going to say, it's looking like that key actually will make a difference, but... much to my surprise, we have managed to avoid that. So 1 bomb here should be able to get me a penny and the tinted rock. It only got me the penny, but okay. Shit happens sometimes, I guess. We get Halo of Flies, which is not great, but we can then Yum Heart out of this, and I absolutely will get this. I don't really want the Spirit Heart, which is what we got. I said remember that, but mostly I wanted the Small Rock, because we need some damage upgrades if we're going to really make this work as Maggie. Mind you, we did just get the Yum Heart. The Yum Heart is, or sorry, not the Yum Heart. The Yum Heart got charged. We've got the 9 volt. The 9 volt, absolutely good item. I wouldn't necessarily call it great. It's probably my least favorite of all of the battery / nun's habit type upgrades. But I like it. Certainly I would rather have it, especially at half price, than not have it. So, well worth the bomb that we spent, even though we ended up not needing to actually, get that extra penny. Now we have enough money to maybe go to the shop on the next floor if we manage to, luck into a secret room at some point, because now we are out of bombs. So, from this fight, I always love getting HP upgrades. It's just latent value, right, that you can eventually trade in for a deal with the devil. So I am hoping that a deal with the devil shows up. If we end up, fucking this run up, even if we don't, actually, I'll probably play as Isaac next time, just because I really like using Isaac for, like, fully 50% of the runs, because I think he makes for the most interesting runs, and then mixing it up with, like, a random character the other times. Although, if I random Isaac, there's no way I am shifting. So, we picked up an HP upgrade. I was hoping for a deal with the devil as well. Not getting a deal with the devil. Not the end of the world, but, it's fine. We're on the caves, which should be easy enough, and with 1 key. At this point, smart money is certainly on using the, there we go. I can't believe I got hit there. Smart money is definitely on using the key to go to the item room. Thank you. Dead Bird is so useful against these turrets. It's obviously incredibly situational, but, it can kill the turrets when they're kind of down, so it makes it a lot easier to knock them out. Now... take these guys out. It's becoming quite apparent. Usually you don't notice all of your flaws on the first floor because everything's so easy, right? But I am noticing now that my damage is a little bit subpar, so... a deal with the devil, not essential, not yet, but it would be very nice to get any kind of damage upgrade, even a couple of tiers upgrades, or a sad onion, or a mini mush, or something like that. A skinny odd mushroom. Mini mush maybe would not be what I would want the most, but skinny odd mushroom. Or fat odd mushroom for that matter, the HP upgrade plus the extra damage. But as you can see, like right now, I am struggling to a little degree. with respect to my ability to hurt enemies here, so I'm hoping to improve upon that in the future. But for now, I don't think we have anything to worry about. Of course, as Maggie, you can be a little bit more confident that you're going to live through the early stages in the game. We already have 6 goddamn HP upgrades. Well, you know, we start with 4, of course, but overall, we have 6 heart containers, which is going to be enough to basically brute force our way through the rest of the game. Now, with PhD... not the rest of the game, sorry, but the next phases of the game. With PhD, what do you want, Cat? We should be able to see what this pill is, and it is bad gas. And our item room is the relic, which is obviously an awesome item room for us to get. We'll see if we have any sense in it. This cat is, oh my god, what are you doing biting my headphones? I'm trying to play a video here. You want your own YouTube channel? Go start it. You do it youtube.com/getfucked. That's probably taken. You should check on that right now. I'm sure that'll be the top comment. Get away from here, you ding-dong. I'm trying to beat my own mother in a test of might. I don't know why you always want to be the center of attention. You just relax. You're a cat already. It's not enough. We feed you, pay for your existence. My healthcare is free as I live in Canada, but I have to pay for you to get healthcare. And I do gladly because you're cute as a button. But seriously, this... Okay, you know what, cat? You don't go for the strings on the hoodie. That is verboten. Oh god, he's in my lap now. Guys, I think he's gonna sabotage everything. Okay, he just jumped off my lap and took my headphones with him. Luckily, you know, I can use my eyes to see what's going on here. And we are back to full health. I did take a little damage at some point there. With 2 bombs, I fully expect to be able to find the secret room. Unfortunately, we do lack a key, so... It is at this point where I will point out that I think it was still a smart idea to go into that self-sacrifice room, which allowed me to pick up 1 extra key. It allowed me to go to the item room on this floor potentially, and that allowed me to get the relic, which could have a butterfly effect over the course of the rest of the game. Obviously, I was hoping for a key to be in there, and it was. Now, if we find the secret room, I should be able to buy whatever is contained within. Now, obviously, our trip to the item room did not contain an item which improved our... damage, which is kind of a sore spot of this run. I'm content to get the relic, don't get me wrong. More than content, I'm very happy. Ecstatic, even, to get the relic, one could say. But, in order to drag us out of this kind of, you know, quiet desperation that we've got going on, we are going to need a little bit more firepower, just because right now, we're just not quite doing enough damage. And this can come in the form of a Mom's Knife, Polyphemus Quad Shot, you know, awesome tier effect combo. It could come in the form of drastically increased rate of fire. I'm not going to be picky. It could come in the form of, you know, just picking up a number of damage upgrades, but it needs to come at some point here. So, we have 3 bombs now, and 2 likely locations for the secret room. I will, in all likelihood, go fight the boss before we do anything else. Oh my god, that was a really bad spell of damage there. I figured I might as well keep the 9 volts, or use the use the Yum Heart with the 9 volt to get it halfway charged before our next boss fight. Okay, so we're fighting against Chubb. Less than ideal situation, because now I am extraordinarily tempted to use some bombs to fight him. But we should be able to brute force our way through this one. If I don't take damage, I would rate the likelihood of getting either a deal with the angel or a deal with the devil as pretty high. And which one would I prefer? I could be persuaded to like both of them. The thing is, deal with the angel is usually great because you get an item for free, but I think probably the mean value of the items, like the average quality of the item offered, is not great. What are the other negatives? You don't get a choice. I took some damage, so we may not get a deal with the devil, by the way. You don't get a choice unless you have the D6, in which case you get 1 choice to reroll or not reroll. I am taking so much goddamn damage here. This is absolutely insane. Dead bird, hook me up here, because obviously I can't be trusted. But, you know, the items are free, as mentioned, and Sacred Heart is so good. Like, the upper end of the value that you can get is incredible. Whereas on Devil Rooms, the mean value is probably a lot higher, but you have to pay for it. But you also have 2 choices instead of 1, which is, you know, probably a little better in this situation. So, we get a little extra health. I probably fucked up my chance to get the, deal with the devil by getting hit so much. But I'm getting hit so much because I'm, well, bad, but also because I don't have very much damage. Exactly enough money to buy a 15-cent item from the shop. If it's greed, fuck it, by all means. Give me the Steam sale or a quarter, and then I will be able to go to shops for the remainder of the game. But for right now, give me the blue candle, or give me... I probably wouldn't take Book of Revelations. Of course, that's what it is then. Well, you know what? Book of Revelations, as not great as it is, it's better than the Yum Heart, especially when combined with 9 volts. So I will take that. It's basically like a straight upgrade, I think. And, you know, with the relic, we will be able to get a ton of spirit hearts. And if this at any point in the game allows me to get Guppy's Paw, then I will be sitting pretty and I'll be able to generate spirit hearts long into the future. This will also give us some cubes of meat. I don't anticipate that being a major factor in our success, but the problem is that oftentimes, like, cubes of meat seem to, or the Book of Revelation's, like, boss power to constantly give you Horsemen of the Apocalypse doesn't appear to work all that often. Sometimes it gives you the pony, sometimes it gives you Conquest, and you end up just getting, like, 1 cube of meat. Which, you know, this is supposed to be one of the major benefits for Book of Revelations. Obviously, the principal benefit is that you get Spirit Hearts once every charge. Okay, that was weird. But it's supposed to be also that, like, you know, you can guarantee yourself a decent level cube of meat, but I'm not sure if, again, it's by design or if it's by accident, but it doesn't totally work the way that I feel that it's supposed to on paper every time, which kind of sucks because, you know, the problem is it's not like you don't get the cubes of meat when you end up fighting the pony in Conquest. It's usually you don't get anything because you don't want to take the white pony or the pony. Usually you have Book of Revelations, which is, in many situations, probably most situations, I would argue, almost quantifiably better than the pony, if you're just going to put it in terms of, like, health reduction or health gain or health not lost, if that makes sense. Because the Book of Revelations, obviously, it'll gain you a number of spirit hearts. Pony will stop you from losing hearts, and it'll also allow you to get some hearts that would otherwise be inaccessible. But then there's also the point of, you know, apart from the active effects of pony and white pony, it's absolutely possible for those items to be made 99% redundant simply by picking up a passive ability to fly. So, anyway, you get what I'm saying, hopefully. Polaroid is not the greatest trinket in the world. It is just a tribute. No, it's pretty good. It's just not, okay, this is like, it's very difficult dodging here. I'm not surprised I took damage. Dead Bird might be nice here to actually do some crowd control, but, oh my god, that one hurt. I forgot what I was going to say just a second ago, but this is okay. We really need to get a key on this floor if we're going to make something happen. I've rambled long enough about this. Oh my god, I lost 2 spirit hearts in this room. Luckily, we're still very early in the game, but I can, you know, get those spirit hearts back, but that hurts. Like, if you lose red hearts, it's not the end of the world because you can just get them back. But if you lose spirit hearts, that's a real fucking problem. Oh, I think I was talking about the Polaroid. Yeah, the Polaroid is actually situationally one of the strongest trinkets in the game. I still think it sucks that you have to take it. Like, I really want trinkets to be reworked in Isaac Rebirth so that you don't have to take the Polaroid down to the next floor, and then trinkets actually have a little bit more value as a result. Who are we fighting? Gertie. Gertie's got some HP, so we're gonna pop it with the bad gas there. Did some work. Gertie can't shoot you when you're behind it, so oh my god, awful damage. The thing is, I do have bombs now, but I don't have the damage necessary to really crowd control very well, and I also do not have piercing shots. So it's very difficult for me to take out these fucking flies and the nubs that spawn as well, so I'm gonna take some damage here. I'm not happy about it, but, you know, it's gotta be done, basically. Dead Bird will slowly work this up. This is why, for a while, Gertie was like my absolute fucking nemesis. This is the reason why. If you don't get damage upgrades, the Gertie fight is a fucking slog, and even the easiest boss in the game can be made fairly substantially more difficult if you don't have the damage to take it out in a reasonable time frame, which is absolutely what we are dealing with right now. Luckily, Gertie is probably the hardiest boss that we could fight over the next little bit of the game. So presumably we will be able to do a little bit more hurting power to enemies in the future. Why did I get hit by there? I don't even understand. Like, I can't even kill the nubs fast enough. It's goddamn laborious. There's so many bullets on the screen. Gertie's one of those bosses where if you kill it fast, no fucking problem. If you go slow, you're gonna take damage. I've lost like 5 hearts, including spirit hearts on this floor. Am I happy about it? Fuck no, but, you know, we can insulate ourselves to it and survive and do better in the future. So this was a terrible boss fight. I just want you to know it's not entirely my fault. And we actually earned a deal with the devil as well. And Super Bandage is an extra HP upgrade. And we will absolutely take Spirit of the Night as well. Quarter I don't think is worth it, but now we can fly. We have Book of Revelations, and this is looking like a very typical Northern Lion run in the Binding of Isaac right now, isn't it? So, we absolutely need to pick up some keys. That is an issue. What can we do about that? I hope that there's an arcade, and we can get some money by playing the shit out of it, and then we can also, yeah, that's a funny joke, the golden chest right now. We can also play the blood bank and go to that boss trap room, so we can still get some value out of this floor. Actually, we've gotten value out of this floor just by getting Spirit of the Night, basically. But we need more, and we still need damage. That's the real fucking problem right now, is like all this stuff, you know, Book of Revelations, the ability to fly, these go a long way. But they only go so far without the ability to actually kill things. That's the heart of Isaac. That's the engine, right? You can have a fancy suspension on your car, but who gives a shit if there's no engine in it? So if we don't have the ability to kill enemies, it's going to be a long fucking walk to the grocery store. And I have faith that we'll be able to pull something out. After taking a deal with the devil, I believe maybe you have greater odds to get the opportunity to take a deal with the devil in the future, but don't quote me on that. So what are our outs now? Well, the only out for us that I can see in my experience is we find the oh no, now that we can fly, there is actually a key just kind of chilling back here, right? Yeah, so we're not gonna open the library. We will use this key. As tempted as I am to use the key to open the golden chest, I think I'll use it to open the item room. Although we should look for the secret room first, just in case there's like 20 cents in there, then I can buy an item and get a key from the shop. There are 3 cents in there, which, you know, with 7 cents makes it possible that you could buy something from the shop, but I don't like the shop's pool of items as much as the item rooms, because the item room is a little bit more versatile. It also has passives, whereas the shop tends to be actives and sometimes very bad actives. So we only picked up a range upgrade as a result of this. That's pretty not great, and it's poor value for, you know, what I invested. I'm not even going to bother shooting open all that poop. It's just going to take forever and frustrate me. Yeah, I mean, was there a better situation? We could have opened the library, possibly gotten a Book of Belial. Would that have been better than Book of Revelations? I suppose it's debatable. Did I really not get a cube of meat on that floor also? I could have sworn I used Book of Revelations before the boss fight, but maybe I bum rushed it so fast that I didn't have a chance. Otherwise, you know, we're going to get 1 cube of meat later in the game, which is maybe going to take away an item that could be better. That being said, we've gotten so many HP upgrades. Like, we've gotten very few useless boss room upgrades, which is what I'm referring to right now. So we can afford to just get a cube of meat from one of them instead. And, you know, an orbital will defend us from a little bit of damage. All right, another bad gas pill. Of course, after you get the PhD, that's the real reason you want the PhD is just to get real flush with bad gas pills so that you can, you know, constantly do like 2% of a damage, or 2% of a boss's max HP by way of a single poison shot. And now you're hopefully understanding what I'm getting at when I say that, you know, our damage is a concern right now. I am running into some problems killing even like these neutral bomb flies. Well, not neutral bomb flies, but, you know, they explode and the damage they do is indiscriminate, I suppose. This is actually an example of a room that is much, much easier with Spirit of the Night. Lots of rooms are easier with Spirit of the Night, but this one is probably one of the most obvious ones where basically you can go from almost being guaranteed to take damage on this floor to basically being guaranteed to not take damage on this floor, or on this room. So, that's good. And picking up another Spirit Heart is always good as well. Amazing kind of frequency of golden chests in today's recordings. This is the second one I've done today, and golden chests have been showing up like crazy. Even I got Guppy's Paw in the last run, but it wasn't until like 99% of the way through my run that I actually picked it up. And our Maggie base damage is just getting goddamn infuriating now. We really need some keys to drop as soon as possible. Now, that's not to say that we're sunk if we don't get any damage upgrades. Let's talk about hypotheticals. If I don't get any damage upgrades, how do I win this game? Guppy's Paw shows up, and I get super maxed out on health. I managed to pick up like a Pyro or something that gives me a ton of bombs. Poison Touch combined with the Guppy's Paw, giving me permanent Polaroid invincibility and also a ton of damage, might do it. I don't know. Ideally, damage upgrades would show up, though, because I don't want to picture a world where that's the reality. Another red heart, not really that useful. I don't believe keys can be in fire. And the real concern for me is, of course, yes, getting whittled down, like, slowly as the game goes on. But even more so than that, if, like, our run right now is so... I mean, we've got a lot of HP, but we suffer drastically from a lack of damage. And if we end up going to, like, Necropolis, that could make a huge difference. Like, I can reasonably handle the depths. It requires patience. It's a little annoying, but it's doable. Whereas if we end up being on Necropolis instead of the depths, it might actually just start whittling us down from that point onwards. So the fish head, you know, how is it? I don't know. It allows us to create flies. I believe the fish head is when we get hit. It acts kind of like infestation, which I think is much worse than the mulligan. Oh. Okay, oh god, I almost didn't kill him there. It's much worse than the mulligan, so I think I'll just... I mean, but the Polaroid The thing is, it might look like the Polaroid doesn't provide any benefit now, but it actually does if we end up coming across, like, a blood bank at some point, which is absolutely plausible. Like, you would expect us to find an arcade at some point on this run. I'm very thankful, by the way, this is a long time ago when we got this, but I'm very thankful we got Dead Bird, which is actually making it a lot less likely, even though it's still happening, that I would take multiple instances of damage on the same room. So, we did get a key there. Don't worry, I didn't just forget that that was the most important resource for us in the entire known world at this point. That was awful damage. The thing I gotta learn, or like internalize, because obviously I know it logically, when you're dodging bullets, don't change direction as you're dodging. Like, only change direction after you finish dodging in one kind of order. But anyway, what I'm thinking right now is we won't open the item room. I'll instead look to see if I get enough money to make the shop worthwhile, or, fuck it, let's open the item room. Logic be damned. We got 10 extra bombs. This is actually, you know, it might seem like I should be disappointed with this. I'm okay with this, absolutely, because, we did only have one bomb, and having no bombs and no keys is real bad. But at least having some extra bombs, I can feel a little bit more confident. We got the unicorn horn. What do you do with this? I don't know, just run into fire, I guess. Might as well. You know, unicorn horn has some value. I don't think it's valuable for us in this situation, though. We'd be able to use it like once every 3, once every 4 rooms by way of our, by way of 9 volt, which is, you know, it's okay. It probably means that once every 4 rooms would just die, which is actually pretty nice, but I don't trust myself to use it as much as possible, and thus we would get less value out of it than you would otherwise expect. Seriously, this goddamn zombie, it takes forever. Please, just like 1 or 2 damage upgrades. This feels like a run where, like, I'm paying my dues right now, and then eventually Mom's knife will show up, and it'll be like, my son, you've worked hard enough. And then, like, oh, that's the sound of the angels singing. You want to hear that one more time? Oh, it's like Louis C.K.'s impression of Bruce Springsteen in Jungle Land. I can't do it. But Jungle Land's a dope song. And I don't want to, you know, incur the sacrilege necessary. A lot of people make fun of Bruce Springsteen. Bruce Springsteen's voice sounds funny. You fucking write Jungle Land, then your voice can sound however you want it to sound. Great song. In any case, American classic. We should be fighting war. That's all I have to say about this. Yeah, there he is. Hello. So we may still be able to get a 2nd level Meat Boy. Thank God. The good news about fighting war. Well, let's start with the bad news, because the good news outweighs the bad news in this situation. The bad news is absolutely that we are doing so goddamn little damage, and even like bombs, not really that effective in the fight against war. You know, how can you use bombs to fight war, man? The wars are used to fight the bombs are used to fight wars in real life. I don't even know what I'm saying. That was pretty deep, though, if I was in 1st year of university and had a bong in my hand right now. Oh, I wish. But in any case, stay away. It's going to be difficult for us to do a lot of damage, is what I was getting at there. And we can't really place bombs because war's too mobile. Plus, it's a concept, you know? It's like, how do you fight war? How do you fight jealousy, you know? Anyway. That joke was stolen wholesale from David Cross, I believe. Paraphrased and made much worse. The good news is, and the good news is actually irrelevant now, which is hilarious, but the good news was going to be that because we have Spirit of the Night, we can just hang out over top of rocks and then war can't possibly kill us. But because we do so little damage, he was able to destroy all the rocks before I was able to actually get him into this permanent running state. And apparently, my speed is so low that I'm going to lose all of my Spirit Hearts fighting him. There's really no way for me to get around this. Oh, thank God we at least killed him before he was able to hit me again and take my last Spirit Heart. But man, that was goddamn infuriating. So, we have the fish head in that room. Just looking at the rooms that we've opened to see, like, the inventory of what we've got left. And this is going to be the last room here, so certainly I hope that we come across a key. That would be very beautiful. And I'm almost at this point thinking, maybe if we get another key, we're probably not going to have a chance to open the library, but maybe if we get another key, I could open the library. My hope being that I get Book of Belial, and fuck Book of Revelations, we'll just rely on the relic for our health, which is not unrealistic. We'd still get like 1 Spirit Heart every 4 rooms. Not enough to carry us through the rest of the game with this damage, but maybe if we had a lot more damage, it would be enough. And that's going to do it, unfortunately. So I guess we're just going to leave instead. There's not much else I can really do here. So, if we run down to Necropolis next, we're going to be in some serious fucking trouble. And we're in serious trouble regardless. We have no keys, and we can't get a deal with the devil on the next floor in all likelihood. It's the depths, which, you know, thankfully, but still is going to be a uphill battle. Yeah, we got issues on this run. And this is another situation where, have I played fantastically? God, no. I have played pretty terribly over the course of this run. Very bad dodging. Sometimes, though, RNG has just kind of fucked me. Bad items in item rooms to some extent. Relic was beautiful, of course. If it were not for that, we might not be alive right now, in all honesty. Also, just like, I need some extra damage. As Josh, Nick, and I would say on the NLSS, I need some damage. Why? Because I'm gonna die otherwise. That's, Doug. You guys watch Doug? Those were the days. Sometimes I think that and I'm like, oh man, cartoons were so much better when I was a kid. And I was like, how would you know? You were 6 when you watched Doug. You don't trust your 6-year-old taste on, like, cuisine, do you? You're like, oh yeah, Kraft macaroni and cheese is the best food fucking ever made. No, of course I don't think that. That would be crazy. But for some reason, people have this high and mighty attitude. They're like, oh, the cartoons I watched are better than the cartoons kids watch today. Well, fuck you, 6-year-olds of today. It's like, who are you trying to get one up on? Like, oh, I feel bad for the kids. No, you don't. You're just trying to feel like you're a little older and thus wiser, and then you're being a shithead to a bunch of 6-year-olds is basically what I get. It reminds me of that sketch from one of the Mitchell and Webb programs in the BBC where David Mitchell's like sitting down and he's like, do you see this? Like, in the newspaper it said, immortal life could be generated at some point within like the next 60 years. And it's like, well, we'll be dead by then. He's like, yeah, can you imagine? We're going to be the last generation that's ever going to die. Think of our children. They're going to be living forever. Smug little bastards. And then you're like, wow, you're just... I mean, it's funny, but it's also like, I mean, it's self-aware, but he's an asshole, right? You're an asshole. You would rather want your kids to die than live forever. Like, yeah, man. I feel that. I feel that all the time. I don't know what that says about me. Probably not very much, because it's a very popular television program. But in any case, thank God for that second key, so I can... This is what I like about these Isaac videos where I don't do any damage. Because, you know, settle in, get a fucking snack. We're in for the long haul here. We have lots of HP and very little damage. That is the perfect fucking storm of, you know, being snowed in, basically. Get ready for Grandpa's Story Hour. So we're just gonna ramble, man, about whatever catches my fancy. What have you guys been playing this week? I've been playing a lot of Chivalry Deadliest Warrior. Lots of people telling me, hey, the mechanics aren't as good as Chivalry. I'm like, yeah, but it's really fun to just, like, cut a dude's head off. I'm not sure if you've considered that before. We're gonna play the shit. This Demon Judgment is our hopes and prayers incarnate. We are gonna bet the fucking house on getting Mini Mush, which is really gonna change us. And then I'm going to come in here and we're going to get 2 pills. And please, God, let these pills be tears upgrades. That's probably the best we could hope for now. They're full health? Okay, I mean, I probably shouldn't have even taken 1 at this point, but that's fine. Mini Mush may or may not incur also... First off, the speed that I get from Mini Mush is, like, inconsequential at this point, it seems. But the tears upgrade, or the rate of fire upgrade is what's really important, if it actually exists. And I'm skeptical that it does. Alright, Chubb ate my bomb and turned the frame rate down to -6. So we'll drop another... That didn't hit... Were you kidding me? Well, at least he still took some of the blast there. I mean, I don't know what to do. I don't want to use bombs to fight these guys. But I also don't want to spend 8 minutes per room. Like, this is going to be goddamn insanity. You got to give me something here. It's cruel and unusual punishment to have me just... deal Maggie's base damage for the entirety of the game. It's one of those situations where, yes, if we're making, like, a theory-crafted argument in the most, like, literal and semantic way possible, is it a theoretical possibility to beat Isaac without getting any items? Yes. Is it realistic? Fuck no. And especially, you know, the HP upgrade that we've gotten, or upgrades that we've gotten, along with the ability to fly. Very, very useful. Don't get me wrong. Especially important. Probably the most important style of upgrades that you can possibly get in the game. However, by the way, I do realize there's a library back there, but I'm prioritizing the shop instead. However, you know, the second most important, like 1 minus most important, because they're 1B, they're very close together, is having some way to actually kill enemies, not just survive. That's what Isaac is. You want to call it a literal title? It's not the Binding of Isaac. That doesn't tell me jack shit. You know what this game is? It's kill and survive. That's what a lot of video games are. Now, we have the ability to survive, but we don't have the ability to kill, and unfortunately, you do need to kill to survive in this situation. It's a man-eat-man world, a dog-eat-dog world, sometimes a man-eat-dog world, if you're into that sort of thing. You know, you gotta do what you gotta do in the cold winters. Not a lot of food. You gonna eat lichens for the whole winter? I don't think so. Anyway, what I'm getting at is we don't have the ability to kill enemies as fast as they're gonna kill us in numbers anyway, so we need something. Basically, this item room needs to pay out for us. Our shop contained nothing of value except for a fight against an asshole. No compass, no map. That's not going to make the next floor any easier. So, again, we find ourselves lacking some items that I would normally consider borderline essential. You don't need every item that I usually mention to win, but you usually need one or two of them at the very least. Otherwise, it's like a substantial victory. And we only have 7 bombs. Like, that's the other thing. This run would be at least plausible if I could get 99 bombs. Then on each room, I could drop a bomb or two. It would almost be like using a convoluted form of blue candle, and I could destroy enemies and then just clean up the mess when it's done, and then that's good, right? But unfortunately, right now, what am I supposed to do? I can't go fight this guy right away. We are looking for... I'm not sweating losing these spirit hearts at all. At all. Ideally, how do we... It's as easy as this. We gotta roll like a fucking D20 and get it to land on 20 6 times here, but what happens is we go to, we've already been to the shop, so now we can play this judgment. We get a Guppy's Paw in the Deal with the Devil room, and a Mom's Knife in the Deal with the Devil room on the next floor. Thank God he didn't blow himself up. And as a result of that, we are now incredibly strong. We have like 30 Spirit Hearts, permanent Polaroid invincibility. Okay, the compass. Everything's coming up Millhouse. That's a little bit better. There's a Book of Belial in here. Do I take this over the Book of Revelations? I fucking have to, basically. Book of Revelations has been all right for me. It has kept me from possibly dying, even though you're like, oh, but you have a lot of health right now. Yeah, but that's partly because of Book of Revelations. We'll rely on the relic. We've got to double down on the idea of getting damage here. Okay, Odd Mushroom, both a blessing and a curse. The ability to get extra tears, beautiful. A rate of fire is through the goddamn roof. We seem to be actually a little bit faster now. If only we could have fought war like this, our life would have been a lot easier. But Skinny Odd Mushroom does convey a damage downgrade as well. This will be offset for sure by the amount of tears that it fires and doubly offset by Book of Belial. But still, it is something that's important to note. Regular version of Mom. Somebody up there must like me. Okay, so in the last, like, 30 seconds, we picked up a couple of items that are going to make life possible. The compass is huge. More huge than Odd Mushroom even, because it's like the single best way to avoid taking damage is just skipping rooms that you don't need to go to in the first place. So as a result of that, I feel like we're probably going to be fine through the womb now, even though, that's as easy as it is, right? And then we maybe get a, I don't even know what I was going to say. Maybe get a Mom's Knife or a Polyphemus or something, and all of a sudden we could consider possibly being able to beat Isaac and Blue Baby. But that's a pipe dream right now that is not even worth thinking about. Let's set our sights on beating Mom's Heart, and then we'll, you know, reconvene and we'll check in with one another shortly if we end up picking up another item. Mostly, though, Deal with the Devil is the most clutch thing you could possibly hope for here after the Womb Part 1 or Utero 1. Alright, so Mom's going to be dead very, very shortly. We got Squeezy, extra tears, and also the Spirit Hearts, and we got a second version of the Polaroid, which we don't need. Okay, all is not lost anymore. The ability to see where we're going is unbelievably important. Book of Belial is also as a result of the 9-volt, which I totally forgot that we had, even though we've been, just exclusively because we've been using it for so long, not because I think it's bad or anything like that, obviously. We'll be able to use Book of Belial like once every 2 rooms, 2 completed rooms anyway, which is very good. You know, being able to use this once every second room is enough to make a pretty big dent in the amount of health we would otherwise lose. Like, I lost a Spirit Heart here, and then we picked up another Spirit Heart here, and more keys, which I will save for the very remote possibility of us making it to the chest. So, again, as much as I love the compass pickup, I can't overstate the value of the Odd Mushroom pickup as well. It's not helping us out a whole lot here, as you can see. We may actually use a bomb just to simplify things here. Otherwise, it's tough. Our damage is still so bad. The Pact would be a huge boost for us right now. Mom's Knife is obviously the be-all, end-all, but... And you might be saying, well, if you wanted to pick up Mom's Knife, you shouldn't have picked up the Skinny Odd Mushroom. It conveys the damage down, yada yada. Yeah, you can't base your whole life around the possibility of Mom's Knife showing up. Mom's Knife minus a little bit of damage is still a lot better than, oh, I'm not going to take this out of principle. So we'll destroy this Gemini here. We did use 2 bombs. But goddamn, if we didn't, can you imagine how long this would have taken us? Like, even this one guy here has taken 1,000 years. So, we'll taking our time, just moving on. You'll forget about me after I've been gone. I'm taking my time, don't want no more. It's just outside of your front door. You know, when you sing the lyrics, or you say the lyrics to Boston songs, you realize there's a lot of vague platitudes in them. Alright, thank you for double spirit hearts. That's actually totally awesome. I will absolutely sacrifice one of those spirit hearts to go to the curse room. Because the cursed room has a possibility to contain Mom's knife, which is basically my out right now. That, or Guppy's paw, or turning into Guppy, or the pact, the mark, the pentagram. I don't even know if the pentagram shows up and deals with the devil anymore. It's so rare. Let's start thinking outside of the box. The common cold, yes. I would take that. I don't even know what else is possibly there that I would consider at this point. Yeah, I mean, this is actually probably about on par with the ease of the last room, but we might as well use Book of Belial. Otherwise, we're just wasting charges. I didn't use it on the last room because I thought the next room would be more difficult. But this room is actually, again, basically the same. As long as you can fly, anyway. If you can't fly, your, movability is a little hamstrung, but not very much. And this room's actually pretty easy, too, so... Well, and then I took some damage. Not that it would have mattered whether I had Book of Belial or not. That was just very poor dodging. So... We are, at the very least, going to check out this curse room. 1 spirit heart is kind of a tall price right now, but health is not our concern. Damage is our concern. Double spiders. Fuck yeah. Okay, well, with 7 bombs, I am okay with using one of them to blow our way into here. In the hopes, of course, that contained an epic fetus, or a fetus in a jar, or raw liver, or something along those lines. Fuck it. I know I said we were going to save keys. I'm glad we didn't, because now we have Sad Onion along with Odd Mushroom. Skinny Odd Mushroom, I should clarify. Which should give us a rate of fire that is borderline unmatched. Maybe even unmatchable, aka we might have maxed out our rate of fire. And now it may actually be possible to kill death reasonably well. Didn't even need Book of Revelations to get this second cube of meat, which is nice from a damage standpoint, sort of. We'll get another familiar that does a little damage. It's not a great pickup, but it's something, isn't it? And really, don't get hit. Do not get hit. Maximize your chances of getting this deal with the devil, and then live your life in goddamn eternal peace and harmony with the world around you after this. If you get out of here, don't take any days for granted ever again. So we'll take our cube of meat, and I'm probably not going to be too picky in here. This is almost ideal. Almost ideal. Edward James, almost ideal. So we're not going to stay with Guppy's paw. If we get other HP upgrades, I may regret that, but I really can't see it paying off more than the Book of Belial at this point. We also picked up the Pact. Pact being that was really bad. And we also have permanent polar invincibility now, which is very awesome. This full health pill is useless, but 2 of diamonds we might as well just take, and we'll see what our tarot card is as well. The sun card we'll basically use as a compass later on. But anyway, the Pact is going to give us a little bit of extra damage, and I think extra tears upgrades as well, which synergizes very, very well with the Odd Mushroom and Sad Onion combo that we've got going on here, which sounds like something you would order from the most depressing fast food restaurant of all time. I'm not using my Book of Belial because, for once, refreshingly enough, it's not actually necessary. Now, you will compare and contrast this run. This is your Northern Line 101 assignment with an Isaac run where I actually was very comfortable with the amount of damage that I'm doing, and you'd probably be like, this fucker's crazy. Like, he's not doing that much damage right now. You're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. The Pact is not actually an enormous damage upgrade, I think. Someone showed me the stats recently. Okay, well, what are we going to fucking use the Sun card for? I guess we'll use it as a Necronomicon right here. Get some more bombs. But I believe it's like a 0.2 damage upgrade. But combine that with the Tears upgrades we've gotten in Book of Belial, and it's doable. It also gives you some other stats, speed, Tears, etc., etc. So I like all of that about it. It was a no-brainer pickup, basically. We had to take it. But compared to the damage that we were doing 2 floors ago, this is like being on a fucking Hawaiian vacation. Like, I'm enjoying myself greatly here. Oh, I'm gonna get hit by that for sure. Oh, made it out. Okay. Suck on that, weird little laser turret. Now with 8 bombs. How do we do here? Probably pretty good, actually. Yep. Since we only have 2nd level Meat Boy, I probably will not be able to knock my own bombs out of the way very often, which is good. And now, we got Compass, we got the Sun card. I think we may be able to get down to the chest, and I realize, you know, that's not the end of the game. I mean, the chest is the final floor, but you gotta beat the chest, which is extraordinarily difficult in its own right. But certainly, we have improved our chances of even getting that far drastically, very, very quickly. Normally, I mean, this was looking like a lost fucking run. Like, you know, your friend gets depressed and he just, like, drinks himself to sleep for, like, a month straight, and then he's like, oh, man, June was lost for me. Maybe I need to get new friends. Like, I don't even remember anything about June. That's what the start of this run feels like to me. Is like, that didn't even fucking exist. I was just listening to the Dismemberment Plan nonstop, and it was a very cold time in a very warm city. But we're gonna take our Spirit Heart and head out to the next floor and hopefully make things a little bit better for ourselves. We don't need to use the sun here. I don't know when, like, this, when you're rolling entirely on Spirit Hearts, the sun loses a lot of its value because it's not a full health pill anymore. Especially when you already have the compass, then it loses some value because you already know where to go to get to the boss room, for the most part at least. So the sun loses a good deal of its value. It can still be nice as a map or as a Necronomicon. A map is primarily the best usage, I think. But, you know, the Necronomicon could clear out some enemies in an asshole room, but... Now, I do need to remember that I have completely forgotten how many Spirit Hearts I actually have, which, you know, it's not like I'm going to be budgeting. I'm just going to be trying not to get hit as much as possible, and hopefully we manage to swing that and make that work. Please don't disappear on me. Okay, this is good. Daddy Longlegs is playing by the rules right now, making it reasonably easy to kill him. Yes, okay, that was a very good way to handle that room. And I'm totally okay with not having Book of Belial for what is a relatively easy room here. Just be cautious and work your way around. You dip and you swing. You dip and you swing. It's like playing Fight Night, getting a couple of jabs, rotate around to the other side, shoot your tears on Mike Tyson to get a second round knockout. Easy peasy. Okay. Tinted Rock gives us a golden chest. There's no fucking way I open that golden chest with one of my 2 keys, when obviously keys are going to be so much more beneficial on the next floor, unless I do it by accident, which I almost just did. And same goes for that. So I could play this and try to earn some more keys, but what about me makes you think that I'm going to do that? Instead, we will use another bomb to blow it up and hope to get keys. We got a pill, and the pill is Pretty Fly. That's actually quite nice. So we'll go on and we'll fight Isaac here in a fight that I expect is going to be probably, you know, typified by me taking a lot of damage and using permanent Polaroid invincibility. But also, I think I can tank it, and we might not have health off the screen when we go down to the chest. But at least we're giving it the old fucking try here, aren't we? Not the college try anymore. The college try, that's PG-13. We're giving it the old fucking try here. This is like a middle-aged, balding, paunchy man who's fighting back against a system that wronged him and neutered him. This is what we're doing. You don't give me any fucking damage upgrades for the first half of the game, well, I've come back to execute the ultimate underdog story, even though it still looks unlikely that I will probably win. Okay, so we definitely do not have Spirit Hearts off the screen. I did not have as many Spirit Hearts as I thought, it turns out. But we do still have the Relic, and we are going to beat Isaac, which is way better than I anticipated this run going. Now, our invincibility is just wearing off. I'll be lucky to have 6 Spirit Hearts when we go down to the next floor, quite frankly. I still have such bad damage and, like, no crowd control at all. It's like back when I was a teacher in Korea, man. I just don't know how to deal with the rabble. Where did I swear to God, I tried to put down another bomb. I didn't realize I was actually out of bombs. So, obviously, that's not going to be the ideal course of action for me. Well, ideal, maybe, but impossible, yes. Okay, so we are going to have 6 hearts. I may actually lose 1 more on the way out here. Yep, there we go. I don't know why I thought that was going to happen, but then it did. But there's 6. Okay. So, 2 keys. That is Mr. Boom. That is Demon Baby. We will pick up Demon Baby. We'll give Mr. Boom the finger. That's not very good for us. The finger is fine for us. That's not an issue. All right, so I used the Sun card. As you can see, it's super effective. We did basically nothing. Should probably kill Gluttony last, but I need bombs as well, so I don't really care. No, that's damage for me. Please drop some Spirit Hearts, Gluttony, if you've ever wanted to do anything good for the world in your entire life. Unfortunately, I'm fast enough to make it through there, barely. Unfortunately, Maggie's Faith is absolutely worthless for us in this situation. If we had any more time, any more floors, I guess. We have all the time in the world, I suppose, if I just want to wait around. But if we had any more floors, we could snag some HP upgrades, but it's not like I could do anything with those anyway, because I don't have Guppy's Paw anymore. So Daddy Longlegs should be dead, like, now. Good, good, good. And we'll continue moving upwards. Obviously, keys of paramount importance to me. This is our fight against War to kind of reestablish our manlyhood. Like, War beat us up earlier. He kicked sand in our face and stole our girlfriend. Apparently, I live in a, like, 1950s beach party movie for the most part. That's just what Vancouver's like, man. Always beach parties every day. It's all Twiggy and... Twiggy? I'm getting him confused with Shaggy. Not Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. Shaggy, like, wasn't me. Shaggy was pretty damn brazen, right? Like, that song is so... I mean, obviously, Rick Ross is a pretty... Or not Rick Ross. Was it Little Rick? I forget. What was the name of the rapper in It Wasn't Me that is not Shaggy? Anyway, it's like... You gotta analyze these songs sometimes, because I'm an only child, and I spent my days inside analyzing pop songs instead of hanging out with my... What could have been my big brother, Mom! Anyway, so it's like, so the guy's been cheating on his girlfriend, and he's like, so they caught me on the counter, and Shaggy's like, you just say it wasn't you. And already you're like, Shaggy, has this defense ever worked for you, or are you just like theory crafting this? Because, oh no. Because honestly, it sounds pretty audacious. And it's like, heard the screams getting louder, wasn't me. Okay, maybe, you know, hearing's not the most reliable sense in the human body, I guess. This is what, like, picture this. We were, she caught me red-handed, creeping with the girl next door. So already, it's like in his apartment with his neighbor and a guy that looks just like him. And then he's like, picture this, we were both buck naked, banging on the bathroom floor. Okay, so if we're gonna believe that Shaggy's strategy is gonna work here, what kind of leap of faith does this require from Rick's girlfriend? Okay, like, this is gonna keep us alive a little bit longer, which is good, because I got a topic to finish here. She will have to believe that, first off, her boyfriend is not lying, and he seems like kind of a sneaky type. If he's hanging out with Shaggy, right? This kind of weird James Bond-style multimillionaire slash professional Lothario. But anyway, so you should have to believe that the boyfriend's being honest, and then that his fucking doppelganger broke into their apartment, somehow seduced the next door neighbor, and then was banging on the bathroom floor, and sounds and looks exactly like him. Quite frankly, I don't even care that this runs over. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to click the like button. It helps me out a lot. And all of the funds from this video will be donated to my research think tank to figure out what Shaggy was thinking in the song Wasn't Me. Really, I just find the whole idea implausible. As always, subscribe if you want to see more Daily Binding of Isaac. I'm sorry this run didn't work out. We made it to, you know, a point in the game against Blue Baby. But in any case, if you're wondering who died there, just tell him it wasn't me. I forgot what we're talking about. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you next time.